your guy Skip Bayless says that white athletes are being forced to evolve due to black players being better. Check this out.
Players are doing things white players haven't been able to do in a long, long time. I have constantly pointed out that black players in football and especially in basketball have consistently proven to be, for the last 50 odd years, generally better than white players. Hasn't bothered me a bit that the NBA I have fanatically loved has been as high as 80% black players. Hey, black players are the best players. I just wanted to see them play. I certainly never needed equal representation for white American players. I don't want to make too much of it, but I always say what I see without fear, and this is what I'm seeing right now. This hit me late Saturday night after I watched Mac McClung win his third straight NBA dunk contest. Unbelievable. And I started thinking about what Caitlin Clark is doing in women's basketball and what Cooper Flagg is doing in men's college basketball and what Cooper DeJean is doing at cornerback in the National Football League. We are suddenly seeing things from white athletes that 5 years ago I would have bet a lot of money against. It just seems like the long-term greatness of black athletes has forced some white athletes to just evolve, to literally rise up or fall by the wayside. I love that. Me personally, I think this is great for sports.
Either shit or get off the pot, as my co-host always says. So I think could be some truth to it, or it could just be a handful of freak white athletes that are just popular right now, who are, kind of carrying the torch, so to speak. It's still majority black athletes dominating in all these sports, but it is good to see, these outliers and the Cooper DeJeans and guys like that who we never, but you rarely see a white DB, you know what I'm saying, especially play at a high level. So to see that, it is exciting to see. I do think the more, that we do see does make the game better. Are they evolving overall? I mean, again, I think it's just you got a handful of a few examples in different sports, but I don't think it's like the numbers aren't so crazy where I'm like, oh, okay, it's the turning of the tide. I don't feel like it's that, but you got your outliers.
It's the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard in my life.
You're a nasty motherfucker too, spitting that bottle out the show.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard about anybody ever say. It's totally uneducated. It's totally stupid. It's totally a hot take to keep himself being relevant. And it's absolutely asinine for an old head like him to come out and say shit like that has no fucking validation whatsoever. Like, we forgot about how many great fucking whites played basketball during my fucking era? Are we shitting me? I could argue it was half-half for my whole young age. Half-half. I can go off the top of the dome, too, by the way, with my hands up. I don't need to go fucking online.
It wasn't half-half.
It was half-half, homie. I'm just telling you.
I feel you.
The best players in the NBA for a while were Larry Bird, Kevin McHale on the same team. And I don't even want to talk about all the other fucking great players at the time of that era. Now, of course, we had
Kareem and Magic either.
Of course, we had Michael and Magic come a little bit after.
Kareem
was already in the league before. Kareem's older. So I'm just trying to tell you, there's been whites in NFL. I mean, we just don't talk about them, Smitty. See, nowadays we talk about this whole equity thing, right? Let's just be real. And it's raised the flag, and now we're using it on the flip side and saying, Cooper DeJean's having to ante up and become. By the way, my homeboy I played high school with played in the NFL 11 years at corner and safety, Kevin Casevihorn, played with Pac-Man Jones, played with Chad, played with TJ Houshmandzadeh. Trust me, Cole White Boy. We've already seen Cole White Boys, but corner position is like a running back, Smitty. It's very rare.
Yeah.
But we've had Jason Sehorn and Eric fucking Weddle and fucking Kevin Casevihorn and John Lynch and white boys that have been much better than this kid.
Of course, like, I'm just throwing it out there. Like you see how you're having
like name
how about
Russell?
rare.
My good friend, JUCO coaching legend, Paul Russell's son, played for the Vikings for a fucking long time. Very good safety in the NFL for a long, long time. So we've seen this same amount of number. I would actually say more. We've seen more before that when Skip was actually discussing than we do now. Now you see one white boy, and now we're talking about shit or get off the pot? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, homie, this has been going on. I actually would say it's less now, but we're in this such a fucking equity and fucking cancel culture era that we need to now bring it up as if this is this is the whole divide I talk about in society, homie. We continue to divide this thing about black and white. College football and pro football, I've been the white boy on the fucking record talking about this for a long, long time. It's 90% coached by white boys, 90% played by brothers. I've been fucking saying this for a fucking long ass time. So I'm tired of hearing this fucking dumb shit like this because it's to me it's fucking stupid. Because I've been around longer, homie. Like this is I'm just saying we've had these spot white boys that play these positions that we consider rare. Like there's been white boys that have played. Here's the narrative that used to be no one wants to talk about. White linebackers for a long time were shitty in recency. But before that, white boys were the spot at linebacker. From fucking Nishke to fucking Ditka to fucking Butkus to fucking all these hard-nosed white boys. Then brothers came along at linebacker, more athletic, hash to hash, filled the gap. Ray Lewis came and all these things. Then we had running backs. Oh, white boys are rare as a motherfucker running back. Brian Urlacher, sorry. We had white boy. So then when there was a white boy running back, Christian McCaffrey, everyone was like, oh, fuck. Now white boys are back? Come on, homie. Running backs were fucking, we've had white running backs. How about Larry Zonka? How about how about John Riggins? Like, nobody even knows
about
about
the dude
them.
who played for the Browns that was on the Madden cover? What's his name?
It's recency bias, homie. Y'all are too young to even know who these guys were. But guess what? John Riggins and Zonka, and then you had Tom Rathman play fullback later on for the Niners, and then you got your boy for Tampa Bay, and then you had what's his name?
For the Browns.
Peyton Hillis that drowned. Here's the thing. We've had these guys before, the same amount of guys, if not more, than we got right now. But we're recency bias. Everyone forgot about them, and now we bring it up because we're in a fucking diversity, equity, inclusion ass era. So now you got to bring this shit up. Homie, it ain't no fucking different, dog. It ain't no different. I'd argue the other way. There's more black quarterbacks now because we have to put them in. How about that, Skip Bayless? Where you at with that? There's more black quarterbacks now, motherfucker. Where you at with that shit? Well, quarterback used to be a white boy position. Remember that, Smitty, when you were younger? It would be a white boy position. Drop back passer. In the pocket guy. Get the fuck out of here. That shit's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Fucking Skip Bayless, you just dropped another notch on my fucking list. I'm glad you're not a Fox, because I would have talked about your ass even if you were a motherfucker.